I'm about to beat the shit out of this dude.
Garcia stunned the boxing world.
He kind of lit a fire under me.
It's over. Ryan Garcia.
It's either gonna be my burial or my resurrection.
For this fight, walk me through that decision. Why did you decide to go back to your roots and have your dad train you for what is a pretty big fight in your career?
Man, everything that's good in my life is when it's guided by God, my instincts, and not kind of pushed from anything else, like no outer source, whether it be money, whether it be trying to please somebody, whether it be, any other motive other than myself, God, and my instincts and my heart. So, my instinct, my heart said, you know what, I'm gonna bring back my dad. I feel like I got so much knowledge from all three of those coaches and all displayed in certain things that I may have been missing. And I think I've gotten what I needed out of those trainers and through my journey of becoming a better fighter. And my dad has been there for the whole ride. So he soaked in all that knowledge, and now we're ready just to be a father-son duo and take over. That's it.
What was the aftermath of the Romero fight like for you? What were those days and weeks after like?
I was still trying to figure out where the disconnect was in my body. Because in the training camp, I couldn't train hard or good for more than 2 days straight. My body would be like rejecting a run, rejecting anything I was doing. It was like, damn, like what's wrong with me? I kept checking my blood, I kept checking everything, like, whoa, something's going on. Like, I didn't realize that, all the stupid shit you did throughout the year, it's hard to get out of your system in 2 months, and you're 30 pounds up, and your body ain't gonna be moving like a system. So it was just a big disconnect, but I didn't realize it at the time. It was just like, oh, I gotta do this, and I tried to make way what I had. He caught me with a shot.
Oh my gosh, a double hook, short hook, caught Ryan right on the chin, dropped him.
It was more of a push on the second shot. He caught me one shot and then kind of pushed me, knocked me over because I was squared up. But I wasn't hurt at all. I watched that fight, and I watched it once. It was hard for me to even want to look back at it because I wasn't even present in the fight. But then I looked, I'm like, yeah, look it. It looked disinterested in that fight. But that motherfucker still didn't really hit me. That's one thing he didn't. I don't want to repeat that, and I committed to myself and my dad that I will be the best version of myself every time I step out there, and I want to present to the people who I really am.
Biggest fight of your career from this point?
For sure, 100%. More stakes, everything is just right on this world championship fight. I wouldn't want it any other way. It's either gonna be my burial or my resurrection. One of them.
How do you see it playing out?
Me resurrected, brother. We winning. Come on now.
But in the ring, you think this is going to be, you've talked about how
No, I think, I'm being nice to him. I think it's going to be a grueling fight for his ass. Like, he's about to be cut up, bloody, all that. I'm ready to get in there. Like, let's get to it. Like, let's start throwing them legs. That's why I said we need 8 ounces.
Burial or resurrection, that's a good way to frame this fight.
Yeah. It's either burial, Ryan Garcia, or the resurrection.
Good to be speaking to you. How's things? How have you been?
Yeah, good, mate. Grafting. This date was presented on, 6 weeks or 7 weeks notice. No problem, take it. Give me a progress. And that was it. Done. Fight done. Got straight into camp and went straight to work on 6 weeks. That's why I say I stay disciplined, I stay ready. Most of the fighters were about to give up on this opportunity and would have waited out until September to fight Garcia due to the position I'm in, but I chose to be active.
Ryan Garcia is entering what could be one of the biggest and most important fights of his career. And with his highly anticipated showdown against Conor Benn approaching, the pressure, expectations, and stakes have never been higher. Garcia has made it clear that this fight is about much more than simply winning another boxing match. For him, it is about redemption, rebuilding his reputation, and proving to the entire boxing world.
It's like butter. I cut him off and boom. You're gonna see, like, it's gonna be one of those performances that people will be like, all right, Ryan's here. He's here to stay, and he definitely made it clear that he's not somebody to play with.
Like a master
Especially
class.
as a world champion. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those vintage knockouts. Remember I said my last fight, it's gonna be a RG classic. This is gonna be a throwback RG where he gets knocked out cold.
Left hook?
I don't know. You'll just see.
You're saying about 5th round, right? That's what you're feeling?
5 rounds and below.
5
Not
rounds?
making round.
Damn.
Yeah.
Anything sub 5 rounds?
anything sub 5 rounds is a disappointment, but I will still finish the job.
That he is still one of the most dangerous and talented fighters of his generation. After everything he has experienced throughout his career, Ryan believes the time has come to return to his roots, and that is exactly why he decided to bring his father back into his corner. According to Garcia, many of the positive things in his life have come when he followed his instincts, trusted his faith, and made decisions based on what he truly believed was right rather than...
He's there for the taking. I watched that fight and he looked good against Barrios, but as I said, I'm not no Barrios. I think my speed, my agility, my explosiveness, my unorthodox style and power would cause him a lot of problems. So it'd be an exciting fight for sure. I definitely don't see that fight going points by any measure. I just don't. But listen, he's a great fighter. I think the 147 division at the moment is doing wonders, and there's great fights to be made.
Allowing money, outside pressure, or public opinion to control his career. He feels that working with different trainers throughout his journey gave him valuable knowledge and helped him develop as a complete fighter. But his father has been there from the beginning and has absorbed everything they have learned along the way. Now, the father and son team believes they are ready to work together again and bring out...
I see a lot of things that, that when he's fighting that I could take advantage of. Not going to give into details, but I think I just have a lot more experience than him at this point. I think that he's very ferocious and he puts in a lot of effort, but I definitely see that where he's lacking, and I know I could take advantage of it without a doubt.
About the best version of Ryan Garcia inside the ring. The former interim lightweight champion also opened up about what happened after his previous fight against Rolando Romero, revealing that his body simply did not feel right during training camp. Garcia explained that he struggled to train at full intensity for more than a couple of days at a time, with his body seemingly rejecting hard runs, intense workouts, and the demanding physical preparation required for a champion.
I've been walking around at 170, 175 to 180 pounds for the past 3 years. I had 6 weeks to make 149, 150. I done it, and you know why I done it? Because I'm disciplined. That's why I done it, and this is why I'll continue to prove why I'm in this position. Because I'm disciplined, because I can do it. So for me getting down to 147, is it going to be grueling? Is it going to be tough? Is it going to be hard? Of course it is, but I live for that. I ain't no softie over here. I work hard, I train hard. That's why I could have 2 years out the ring and jump straight in with Eubank at 160 in the stadium. That's why I could come back and dominate him again in the second fight, because of the discipline.
Championship level fighter. He kept checking his blood work and looking for answers because he knew something was wrong. But eventually he realized that the poor decisions and unhealthy habits he had made throughout the year could not simply disappear within a few weeks. He had gained significant weight, his body was not moving the way it normally did, and the physical disconnect affected his performance. When he looks back at that fight now, Garcia admits that he did not feel fully present mentally or physically, and although he was knocked down during the contest, he insists that he was not...
We signed a 2-fight deal for Ryan with the Saudis last year. The first fight was with Barrios, and apparently the Saudis have chosen Conor Benn to be Ryan's next opponent. Nobody's asking for this fight. The fans are definitely not wanting this fight. And if it were up to me, I would have picked Devin Haney for the rematch. That's a much bigger fight. But because Turkey owns Zuffa and wants to help them out, he picked Conor Benn. But whatever, that's fine. I mean, look, you can't just make fights without Golden Boy and DAZN.
Seriously hurt by the shot. Watching the fight back was difficult because he felt disconnected from the version of himself that fans had come to expect. And that experience has motivated him to make a serious commitment to becoming the best version of himself every time he steps into the ring. Now, Garcia believes the upcoming Conor Benn fight represents a completely different chapter, and he has described the matchup as the biggest fight of his career.
I'm your fighter. You shouldn't say things like that. That doesn't make sense. I have no problems with you. What is the point of saying that? To try to bash me and bring me down? That's only going to make me go higher. I don't understand what's your problem, bro. It doesn't make no sense. But you know what? I'm going to let peace be peace and keep it moving forward.
Because the stakes are enormous and the pressure is at an all-time high. In dramatic fashion, Ryan has framed the fight as either his burial or his resurrection. making it clear that he sees this moment as a turning point that could define the next stage of his professional boxing career. But Garcia is not predicting defeat. He fully expects to be resurrected through victory and believes he is going to put on a performance that reminds everyone.
In September, we'd be hoping for a Mexico win against England.
Well, is it Mexico? I don't know. Yeah, sorry, yeah. United States. But yeah, no, look, I want Conor Benn to win the fight. Like, he's a Brit. You know, I know we're disappointed with how it played out, but I just don't think he does. You know, I think he's going to be a live dog. He trains hard. He's full of. I don't like him at 147. I know how hard it was for him to make that weight a couple of years ago, and now having boxed at 160 twice, to come down to 150 or 51 or whatever he was for program, really not look good. I just think 47 against a puncher, you know, it's a tough task. But listen, he's game.
Do you reckon he gets stopped?
I don't want to say, but I think that's the likely scenario. Yeah, but again, he's game, you know, and he's improving. He's put the work in.
Everyone, why he became one of boxing's biggest stars. Ryan has openly predicted a vintage, throwback performance and has even suggested that if the fight goes beyond 5 rounds, he would consider that a disappointment. His confidence has been impossible to miss, and he believes his speed, explosive power, timing, and trademark left hook can create serious...
Ryan's a little bit more reserved, like, with it. It's like, it's a calm confidence that I like from him. He's just like, you gonna find out. Like, it's different. It's different levels. My hand speed gonna be too much for you. My power gonna be too much for you. You know, I got more experience than you. I got more amateur experience than you. Like, bro, you can't beat me, bro. Like, you're not better than Haney. You're not better than all these other guys that I faced. Like, yeah, you might can punch hard, but I can punch harder as well.
His problems for Ben from the opening bell. Garcia is expecting a spectacular knockout and wants to deliver the kind of performance that will leave boxing fans saying that the old Ryan Garcia is back and here to stay. However, Conor Benn is entering this fight with confidence of his own, and he strongly disagrees with the idea that Garcia will have an easy night. Ben,
you know, sometimes you can want it a little bit too much. You know, when he fought against Eubank had a lot of opportunities to counter. A lot of opportunities to counter, and he didn't. He couldn't pull the trigger. But I feel a young guy like Garcia, he's gonna be able to pull that trigger. And one of the best things about his game is that he's a decent counterpuncher. I'm not gonna lie. He's a decent counterpuncher. He knows how to land that left hook.
Believes Ryan is beatable and insists that he brings a completely different challenge compared with Garcia's previous opponents. He points to his own speed, agility, explosiveness, physical strength, power, and unorthodox fighting style as weapons that could cause major problems for Garcia. Ben expects an aggressive, action-packed battle and does not believe the fight will go the distance.
But Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia, obviously you know Ryan quite well.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I think it's a good fight. Conor Benn is a good fighter. He throws a lot of punches. He's very brave. And Ryan Garcia is a great fighter too, so it's a good fight.
He has also emphasized his discipline and commitment to making the welterweight limit, explaining that although he normally walks around much heavier, he was able to make the required weight on short notice because of his professional mindset and willingness to work. Ben believes his discipline is one of the main reasons he has been able to remain competitive at the highest level, and he is confident that his experience, toughness, and relentless...
It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. You know, Conor, Ryan, he definitely got the youth and strength and all that, but Conor going to have to prove he's going to stay in there. You know, I'm supporting both fighters. You know, definitely. But Conor, he been showing love. So
yeah,
much love. Yeah.
They have Ryan Garcia as a slight favorite. Do you think that's correct, or is it a little bit more even?
Probably. You know, probably correct. Yeah. I can't argue with it.
This pressure will allow him to compete with Garcia. While Ben respects Ryan's ability, he insists that Garcia has weaknesses that can be exposed, and he believes his aggressive approach will force Ryan into situations where those weaknesses become visible. Garcia, meanwhile, has said that he has studied Ben.
Can't wait. You know, Ryan is a young, talented kid here in Southern California, very loved by everybody, and definitely going to be supporting him. But you know, he's in a tough fight, man. Conor Benn is tough. He's gonna, if Conor Benn's able to get in on the inside and work good body work with taking Ryan's punch, because Ryan has tremendous power and speed. If Conor's able to to get in there and frustrate Ryan, then it's going to be a tough fight for Ryan. But I think Ryan's too fast and too explosive that sooner than later he will land that hard punch.
Carefully, and already sees several areas where he can take advantage. Although he refuses to reveal his exact game plan, Ryan believes his greater experience at the elite level will give him a major advantage once the two fighters are standing across from each other. Garcia acknowledges that Benn is extremely ferocious and works incredibly hard, but he believes his own combination of speed, power, ring intelligence, and experience will ultimately make the difference. The fight has also created plenty of controversy outside the ring, especially because of the relationship between Ryan Garcia and his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. According to De La Hoya,
Conor Benn can win this fight. There's certainly a path to victory. No, I think there's a path to victory. I think if Conor can find that explosiveness that we saw against Chris Eubank Jr., like Ryan has been touched. Ryan has been knocked down. Ryan has been knocked out. Like, he's not infallible. So I think Conor Benn can win this fight. But if we're just looking at recent history here, the fight against Barrios was probably the best I've ever seen Ryan Garcia. Not just because that left hook and that speed was still there, the right hand. We haven't seen the right hand from Ryan Garcia, and we saw Mario Barrios in the first round look like he didn't prepare 1 minute for that right hand. Didn't look like he was ready for it at all. If that right hand is the same kind of explosive weapon that the left hook is, Ryan's got a lot of tools.
Garcia's next two fights were already part of an agreement with Saudi boxing organizers, with the plan initially involving a fight against Mario Barrios before moving toward the Conor Benn matchup. De La Hoya publicly admitted that he personally would have preferred to see Ryan face Devin Haney again, believing a rematch would have been a bigger attraction for boxing fans. But he explained that the decision to pursue Benn came from the event organizers.
Who do you like in it?
I like Ryan Garcia. I just think Conor Benn is not big enough for 147. He wasn't even big enough for the catch weights. He wasn't knocking out people anymore. We've seen how he reacts with speed and power and length against Eubank Jr. He was able to do great, but ultimately he was at the end of the punches against an older fighter in Eubank. He's going to be dealing with a younger, faster, stronger champion now in Ryan Garcia. I think a more motivated, more mature, responsible fighter in Ryan Garcia. And regardless of the fact, I can hate on this fight. A lot of critics are going to hate on this fight because of the fact that they got to this stage.
Determination and ability to keep pushing forward could make the fight extremely difficult for Garcia. At the same time, Hearn has raised questions about Benn's ability to remain effective at 147 pounds, especially after competing at higher weights in previous fights. The weight cut could become a major factor if Benn loses energy or explosiveness as the fight progresses. Tim Bradley, however, has been impressed by the confidence Ryan Garcia has displayed throughout the buildup.
I think part of the reason I feel that way watching the presser is because Conor Benn, it's not just that he's going at Ryan Garcia, he's identifying something that Ryan has to deal with. I don't think Ryan quit against Tank. I think he got stopped. I think you could argue he wasn't really trying to win against Rolly.
He pissed down his
right, and you can call that a form of packing it in. So the point is, between those two fights, and I think Ryan does have heart, but between those two fights, it is an issue that Ryan has to confront, right? He has to look himself in the mirror and confront it. He's got to deal with the public if they're saying it. And the fact that Conor picked that out, and the one thing about Conor you can't say is there's nothing in him that leads you to believe he's not going to try his hardest to win.
Describes Ryan's attitude as calm confidence, suggesting that Garcia genuinely believes he is operating on another level compared with Benn. Garcia's belief in his hand speed, knockout power, amateur experience, and time spent competing against elite opponents has become...
I think Ryan is just so much more superior that it's like a free win anyway and free money. You know what I mean? So it's like, Oscar's like, okay, we'll let you do it. Like in normal circumstances, maybe we wouldn't, but this guy sucks so bad that we'll let Ryan fight him and under these circumstances, but just do it right. Do it right by the book. You know, if we're going to be a POS, do it right by the book, you know, come to us, we'll sign off on it or whatever. This is just my conclusion, my assumption of the whole thing. Because in the end, they got made. It was just too much money not for it to be made. And in the end, I think it's one of those situations where a promoter like Oscar, when you have a product like Ryan, probably wouldn't agree most of the time to something like this, but
become a major theme heading into the fight. Ryan believes Ben has never faced anyone quite like him and insists that while Ben may have serious punching power, he is capable of delivering even more damage. Bradley also believes Ben's aggressive style could create opportunities for Garcia because